Hello, VS Tom. How are you doing? Yeah, it's King of Mathematics once again, and today I just want to take us through a question on quadratic, how to find the root. And what I will be doing is I will be showing a shorter method in solving for the root, most especially for those that are writing exam like JAM, like WAEC in OBGs or NECO. Yeah, so I'm going to be showing you there so that you can apply that. It's going to be a short form for factorization method. As you all know that we have different methods of solving quadratic equation. You can use factorization method. You can use your what's it called, your almighty formula. You can use your completing the square method. Yes, and you can also use your graphical method as well. You understand? But we are using factorization method and showing you the shorter way of using factorization method. So follow me to the board. Let's move to the board right now. So first of all, let's see a quadratic equation of this form. Let's see a quadratic equation of this form. We have this question: x squared minus 4x minus 12. If you are going to solve this using factorization method, we have the first thing, there's something we call coefficient. What we call coefficient. Coefficients are the numbers by the side of every letter. So if I ask you what's the coefficient of x squared here, you will say 0 is actually invisible 1. The coefficient of x here is 4. Then this is what we call constant. The constant is minus 4. So according to law of factorization method. So what you are going to do is you take, they call this place A, B according to, so what you do is you use your A to multiply B, which will give us 1 times, because our A is 1 and our B is minus 12. You take it, so that's 1 times minus 12. So you forget about the what's it called, the sign for now. So we just have 12. You forget about the sign. So this should be A times C, A times C, A times C, and A is 1, C is 12. So that's 1 times 12, which is 12. Then you now find what we call products. What are the products that can give us 12? Which is 1 times 12. I usually advise my learners to do it this way. Then from 1, we go to 2. 2 times 6. We check, can 3 go in 12? Yes, which is 3 times 4. If you look at it, the next number we can check is 4. And 4 is already here. So we have all the factors of 12, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Yes, you now go back to your B. You check, what is B? B is minus 4. You now check, which of this combination can give us minus 4? You can see that 1 and 12, if combined, you can't have minus 4. 2 and 6, you can get 4 from there. 3 and 4, there's no way you can get 4. What am I saying in essence is you do minus 1 plus 12, there's no way you get minus 4. If you do plus 1 plus 12, you can't get minus 4. Here too, minus 2 plus this here, from this second place, you can get minus 4. And what will you do? That will give us a what? A minus 6 plus 2. So having done that, then we'll simplify this one. We'll reduce it to a simpler form, which will now give us x squared. Then instead of having minus 4, we'll represent it as minus 6x. Then this is plus 2. That's plus 2. You also add x. This minus 4x has been rewritten as minus 6x plus 2x. Then you have what? Minus 12. Sorry, we are dealing with equation because we want to find the root. So this is going to have equal to 0. So let's have equal to 0. In case they ask you what's the difference between an equation and an expression, the first one I wrote earlier was an expression because there's no equality sign. But now that I've written equality sign, it turns it to quadratic equation. but before it was quadratic expression. We also have linear expression and linear equation. Just know that once you have an equality sign, it turns to an equation. So let's move on. So from there, we'll now find what is common to both sides. So what's common here to these two and to these two? So it is x that is common, x, then x squared divided by x will give us x. Then we are left with ordinary minus 6x. Then what's common here? That's plus 2 into bracket x minus 6 as well equals to 0. Note that once you do this factorization, that is, you check what is common to both, what you're going to have, what you must have inside this bracket must be the same. If they are not the same, then you are on the wrong side. So now they are the same, then we can now have x plus 2 into bracket, we put this and this together into bracket x minus 6, which will give us equal to 0. On the long run, x plus 2 equals to 0, which means x will be equal to minus 2. And here we have x minus 6 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to 6. So that's how you go about it, which means you equate, for this equation to be equal to 0, either one of them must be equal to 0 or both of them will be equal to 0. That's why we are equating both of them to be 0 so that we get the root. So this is what they call the root, and you can see that we've gotten the root to be what? S equals to minus 2 and S equals to 6. Now, for someone that is writing an examination, you still want to use your factorization method. We have the question x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals to 0. I want to get the root. Don't stress yourself too much. This one is faster. Yeah, it's still the same, almost the same thing, but you are skipping some steps. So you just have this times this, which will give you 12 straight. Once you have your 12, think of what will give you 12. 2 times 6, 1 times 12. Then once you get the one, then you have 3 times 4. We know it's 2 and 6. Then you just write your 2 and what? 6. Because which one will give us minus 4? That's what? Minus 6 and what? And this is what? Plus 2. Then the next thing you will do is you make sure you change, you now change the sign. That's going to be what? Minus 2, and you have comma, you have 6. If you change the sign, just use minus 1 to multiply. Minus 1 times this will give us minus 2. This time will give us 6. Then the next thing is you divide by the coefficient of whatever that is there, which is 1. 2 divided by 1 is 6. You see 2. 6. So therefore, x is equal to minus 2 and 6, which are the roots. Still the same thing as what you have here. You can see how fast that is. Right. I know that you will still ask that this is not, this is for a simpler because the coefficient of x here is 1. Let's see the one that the coefficient is not 1, and you see that is also going to give us the answer. Let's solve it together and see. Let's see another question. So in this one, I believe you'll have gotten the idea. So I will be faster a little in this. So we have, let's say we have 2x squared plus 11x plus 15 equals 0. Let me write it here too. 2x squared plus 11x plus 15 equals 0. Now, on this one, what we will do is, don't forget this times this, that will give us 2 times 15, which is 30. We already have 30. You think of what are the things that you multiply that will give us 11 that we have, 30 times 1 cannot give us, so 30 times 1 is out. 2 times 15, it cannot give us. We go to 3, 3 times 10. 3 times 10 cannot give us. We check 4, 4 cannot go. So we go to 5, which is 5 times 6. And 5 times 6 can give us this 11 that we have. So therefore, we can now change this to 2x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 15 equal to 0. What is common? Here we have x into bracket 2x plus 5. And here we have 3 into bracket 2x plus 5 equals 0. Therefore, you can see they are the same, like I told you earlier. So that's going to be x plus 3 bracket 2x plus 5 equals 0. Therefore, x plus 3 is equal to 0, x will be equal to minus 3, and 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, 2x equals to 5, minus 5, you change sign, then x is equal to minus 5 all over 2. Therefore, x equals minus 3 comma minus 5 over 2. Now, to someone that is in an exam and they still have this same question, how is going to solve it is this way. The same way, 2 times 5, 2 times 15 equals 30. What can give us 30? Like I said, 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, then what? 4 cannot go, so that's 5 times 6. So you already know, so he's using 5 and what? 6. But what do we have here? Plus 11. That means plus 5 and plus 6. Don't forget, change the sign. That means the person is going to have minus 5 and minus 6. Then the next thing I said is you divide by the coefficient of A. And the coefficient here is what? Is 2. The coefficient of x rather, which is 2. So that means divided by 2, divided by 2. This will give us minus 5 over 2, comma, and this will give us minus 3. Therefore, s equals minus 5 over 2 or minus 3. As simple as that, without writing anything down. So this for the exam, this one is for theory part. OBJ theory. OBJ theory. On to the next video, I would like you to comment. If you have any question, please ask in this video. Comment, share, and let's spread the good news so that many learners can learn. On to the next video, I say bye. King of Mathematics loves you guys. Bye.